with our second game of the day at the Bad Boy Mowers Battle4Atlantis. Ole Miss took down Howard in game 1. And now we see who Ole Miss plays tomorrow. Arizona against Memphis. Nnaji in the middle for Arizona. Taking the tap, but losing it to the Memphis Tigers. And off we go in the second game out of 4 today. Memphis very quickly into the front court. They're in the blue, Arizona in the white. Tigers coming in at 1 and 2. Their first shot of the game off. Memphis off an awesome environment, an awesome effort earlier this week at Tennessee. Arizona comes in 4-0. Missed their first shot, but a foul will send the Wildcats right to the line.
This is going to be a really fun matchup.
Kind roll on the first free throw for Esmery Martinez. One of the returners for Arizona, fifth-year player from the Dominican Republic. Arizona beat San Diego earlier this week, beat them 79-66.
Martinez,
honorable mention in the Pac-12 last year. Go ahead, Lexi, sorry.
No, you're all right. Martinez with the friendly roll. We didn't see much of those friendly rolls in the first matchup of the day, Ole Miss versus Howard. So we'll see if it's a rim thing or if, just Ole Miss and Howard were struggling from 3 last game.
Here's Griggs, who always wants to get her shot off, and that time she does get the kind roll.
This time it's Smith with a strong defensive presence down low rather than Green. Both forwards.
Off the inbound, first shot of the day is good for Kailyn Gilbert. Open look, Griggs. No good. We're watching Madison Griggs three-pointers all weekend. She's 6 shy of the Memphis program record. And what opportunity. Hannah Riddick, the new player into the game for Memphis.
Ripping and draining threes off tip-off, but if you wait until you get into a flow before you start firing off those threes, that's when teams can have more success and gets the trip.
Strong start for the undefeated Arizona Wildcats. Last season they're competing in the Pac-12. Gilbert open look. What a start for Arizona. We're not even 3 minutes in, and they're already up 9.
The field in 47% from 3, so she makes sure that when she shoots the ball, it's a good shot.
She's got it again. Splitting that double and kicking. Gorgeous basketball.
Just reaching over the head of Shelby Brown. That's not how you get rebounds. You have to be able to box out first.
Griggs traveled.
Memphis would do a lot of good by just trusting their offense right now instead of trying to force things and play one-on-one basketball.
Nnaji.
Calm it down. They can get back in this game.
They've got the firepower to do it. In their first 3 games this year, they're scoring well over 70 per game. There's a corner 3. And an offensive rebound by Green. Space for the Tigers and in the Pac-12. Size advantage inside. Arizona trying to take advantage of that. That time the shot was off.
Memphis does a good job on defense of fighting through the screens, but unfortunately another turnover by Memphis. 2 more points to Arizona's points off turnovers.
That's Maya Nnaji, who just scored her 3rd and 4th points. Long range shot for Griggs. No good. She's not going to stop shooting those shots all day, Lexi.
And Griggs shouldn't stop shooting those shots, especially with the deficit right now. Griggs has to be able to figure out a way to get that ball in the basket.
Wayo meets a double. Back to Nnaji inside.
Arizona does a really good job at sharing the basketball as well. They average 15 assists per game. Finally starting to look settled in, just taking what the game gives you, playing read and react basketball.
Carter just trying to get in and settled at Memphis as well. Played last year at Rutgers in the Big Ten. No good, but another foul. One tomorrow and one on Monday, so you got to keep those legs as fresh as you can.
A little bit out of order, discombobulated on offense. That's unfortunately for Memphis been a theme so far this season.
Salimatou Kourouma into the game for Arizona as they built this lead up to 12. Another turnover, another travel.
You especially can't have those unforced turnovers, the shoot yourself in the foot style turnovers.
Jada Williams onto the floor for Arizona. Rocking the Kobe Bruce Lees. I think those are the best shoes I've seen so far today.
Our shoe connoisseur, Evan Stockton.
Thank you. Mid-range J, that's good. Kourouma off the bench and making it happen. Once again, Arizona defensively giving Memphis all that they can handle. Defense leading to offense. Williams, tough floater, and she got the roll.
Now Arizona in double digits on points off turnovers on Memphis after Arizona commits a foul there.
In college athletics, doesn't matter what sport, men's or women's, what team you played for last year may not be the team you're playing for this year.
And I don't think that there's ever a bad reason necessarily for a player to choose to transfer because it's their own choice. And if it turns out bad, they're the ones that have to deal with their own consequences.
Jackson missed them both. Arizona rifling through the roster. Jones missed the shot. Rebound for Memphis. Tigers actually have a player behind the play. He'll still push and knock down a corner tray for Carter.
Good for Carter to not hesitate a lick on that shot.
Number 23 in blue and white. Played a big role in that tough overtime loss to Tennessee the other day. Off the inbound, a couple of cracks at it, a third one coming, and finally Smith has one drop in. Well, Gardner-Webb's head coach last year, Alex Simmons, is now Memphis' head coach.
And head coach Simmons also brought some of her staff along with her as well as some of those players.
Yeah, that Gardner-Webb team last year made the NCAA tournament, maybe the best team in school history. My goodness, Kai Carter looks excellent so far for him. Nnaji.
To make a decision quickly, that's key for a consistent, smooth offense.
No good on that attempt. Kane missed it, and Williams briefly slew it down. Now whipping it cross court to Puello. She's from Utah, started her college career at UNLV, then went to West Virginia last season. Ball back for Memphis in a first quarter that has been all Arizona. Great bounce pass. Great look inside and a little life for Memphis. Where do the Wildcats go on this trip? Rayo's pass intercepted. Memphis has even a little bit more life.
Last few possessions, Memphis with their full court press have been able to put more pressure on.
Williams step back. Long rebound to the Tigers, and that will be the final shot of the first quarter. Made a shot in that first quarter. The leading scorer in the quarter for Memphis was Kai Carter. The leading scorer on the season, Madison Briggs, only scored twice. Jackson again. This is back down to a single-digit game. And a steal. Memphis is all over the place defensively.
Arizona turnovers.
Gilbert. The defense continues. Does the momentum continue for Memphis? Cox, yes! All of a sudden, Arizona needs a counterpunch. Martinez, no.
The issue with all of that is afterward, Martinez turning around and yelling at her team for that situation she was in.
Off the inbound, Gilbert open, in and out. Offensive rebound and a foul that's no good. The third try no good. The fourth try is finally good. And you have 4 cracks now. 2 shots in Arizona's win against San Diego this week. Williams shook free and missed the shot. Arizona had this at a large double-digit lead. They led by 14 in that first quarter. Memphis withstood the early punch and is countered back. That's Ravens.
You have to imagine, even though Memphis did get off to such a slow start, that they wouldn't just lay down and die. This is a team that, remember, took number 15 ranked Tennessee into overtime. They have the fight.
Gilbert wants a little help. Shot clock running down. Gilbert still scored through. They bring Isis Bay back on the floor. She's the one contesting the inbound. Already a couple of fouls for Isis, but she's back in. Haynes pass picked off. Cuello stops the dribble. Martinez whipping it back inside to Nnaji, who was blocked. But yeah, Alex Simmons, the head coach for Memphis, she will not enjoy seeing Nnaji the rest of the day.
Nnaji is the highest rated recruit in program history, and her brother also played ball at Arizona.
Yeah, you've probably heard of her brother Zeke. Great college player, some time in the pros as well. That ball is still Arizona's. Somehow, Gilbert the kick. Nnaji on the drive, and
Nnaji needs to use that backboard once in a while. Maybe that one would have went in. Sometimes those unfriendly rolls only come from not using the backboard. It's there already.
Ooh, what a step through. Did everything right but made the shot. Martinez got the tough roll. And now a steal. Gilbert, give up to Isis Bay.
Strip and steal from Memphis. Memphis has to start taking it personally. Put that offhand up as a guard between themselves, the ball, and the defender.
Wide open Madison Briggs.
She's that nationally ranked three-point shooter, making it known off that shot. You cannot give an inch of space, and I know that was something in the scouting report.
Wide open Wildcats. Up and down the floor we go. Arizona up by 7. It was down to a 2-point game in this quarter. Another corner three. Briggs missed out. Now down to 12 on the ticker. Courtney Blakely into the game, passing out to Helena Puello. And she traveled. Kane to Griggs. Riddick. One of the first players Memphis had off the bench is trapped.
The dirty work, the hustle type of plays, that's what wins and losses are made out of.
Coming up on 45 seconds to go in the first half. A good find in, and Kourouma has her second basket tonight.
Good awareness by Kourouma, knows the defense was coming, flying from behind her. Is just patient enough with the basketball to let the defense fly past her.
Open three on the other end.
Memphis on fire, almost getting the 10-second call, but gets the ball over half court and finds the open player breaking the press.
Arizona can play for the final shot of the half. No good. Cunningham missed it. And Memphis can't get up the floor in time. Man, if you watch those first couple of minutes. Arizona will inbound it. Maya Nnaji inbounding. 10 points. Part of a balanced Arizona attack in that first half. Martinez had It's loose along the baseline. It was up and good for Brea Cunningham. And a very quick start, Lexi, to this second half. Carter. No. Rebound Arizona, Nnaji. Gilbert. No, but a foul. Gilbert with a quick start to the game. Had 7 points in the first quarter. More quiet in the second quarter.
She's gotten a double-double versus Northern Arizona this year with 16 points and 10 rebounds. She had Pac-12 Freshman of the Week honors.
But because Montea Dew, who is one of the best recruits in the country, injured in the preseason, she won't play this year. Defense turning into offense again.
Getting down and streaking the court, which what makes for easy buckets or points for her.
6'4", Maya Nnaji does a remarkable job getting up and down.
She does, and not only that, but she handles the ball really well, too. She doesn't have many bobbles that you ever see come from her.
Another steal for Arizona. All over the place to start the second. Kane made the basket. Now we got another steal.
Ratchet their defense back up and get some points off turnovers.
Cunningham lost it. Jackson on the go. Hard contact and a foul. This one no good.
Being just 5'7" and Nnaji being 6'4", smaller guards against bigger posts like that have to be able to use their body. Even athletes that I know do those cold plunges. Couldn't be me, but I love that for them.
Anywho. Arizona trying to build the lead. Down low.
Showed on that last possession. She didn't even have to do a move or anything special. Literally just shoot the basketball.
Brea just played some great defense. Winner of this game will play the Rebels tomorrow. 2 more games coming up after this one. Michigan plays Middle Tennessee, and DePaul plays South Dakota. Strong take for the basket.
Carter has a way with slicing through defenders. She finds a gap and she slices through it so quick that no defense or even help defense can come and get in front of it.
Kane, one of those 3 former Gardner-Webb players who came to Memphis with their head coach. Oh man, bounced off the rim 4 times and just would not go in.
Not just get the ball in, but you have to be able to have an IQ and see when players are trying to read to intercept those passes.
Nnaji brings it into the front court, handing off to Martinez. Nnaji and Martinez have combined for 28 of Arizona's points. Nnaji spinning again.
So definitely a good foul call.
It's the 3rd on Shelby Brown. Maya's back to the line.
Foul there a little bit if you're Memphis on taking things personally and not letting anything easy go in down low, especially.
Got Courtney back in the lineup today. Blakely sizes up the matchup with Carter. He comes to set the screen. Courtney's rolling around it. Nnaji will try a 3. Rebound, out of bounds.
Take the lead even, but I do like how neither team are settling on the 3. Both teams like to push into that paint area.
Nnaji off the play-o miss. Bay corralled another miss. Reload for Arizona. Nnaji, good from the elbow.
It's all downhill from here.
It's probably true. It's probably true. Memphis going inside. The initial shot was no good, but the follow's good for Smith. He's got 10.
Memphis, they like it downhill from here. They continue to push that ball into the paint and find success down low.
A fortuitous bounce right to Kourouma, and she had an easy two. Tigers right back up the floor. Kai Carter is having one of the best games of her Memphis career.
And then coming into the lane for a close enough shot that she knows she's going to make it, but in one of those hula hoops where the defense doesn't have time to step up and get a hand in her face.
Williams. Jada Williams is one of the pioneers in the NIL space.
She's doing the dang thing, and that's another thing I love. Man, college basketball is awesome these days.
2 games of the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis today.
Of course. Of course.
Block down low, follow for Memphis.
Nnaji and her blocks, some of them are those blocks that get you to stand up out of your seat, swinging her arm and sending the ball into the stands. But some of her blocks, she's just so tall that she doesn't even have to do much to get the block.
This time on the other end. But there still are some landmines here, and it's been proven time and again today. Memphis not going anywhere. They just had a bad inbound, though. Allows Williams to drive and draw a foul.
Court pressing, you have to be sharp on the inbound.
With Brea Cunningham. Big reason why those pair of 5-star recruits, Arizona Wildcats. Kane wanted a screen, never got it. Threw it to space. Bit of a wild possession here. Memphis threw it up and got...
Jacking up wild shots without balance. But instead of playing clean, straight as a board...
Weird, for lack of a better way to say it. How do you keep your composure offensively, defensively?
A situation like that, you just have to think, play our basketball, play Arizona basketball. And a lot of times when you see a team playing crazy or not even up to your level, you'll play to that same level. It's kind of just like the contagiousness of the game.
Gilbert for Arizona.
Pull away here and capitalize off of all of these calls right now. Memphis only shooting 57% from the free throw line.
One more coming for Gilbert. 83% on her free throw so far this year. Got them both. Destiny Jackson the inbounds. Smith spins and moves and draws.
A lot of fouls, and not to mention a little sloppy, nearing ending the third or nearing that 20-point mark in turnovers as well. Arizona averages 19 on the season, so that's something moving into the rest of the year that they're going to want to clean up if they want to become a ranked team.
Could be the final possession of the third quarter for Arizona. You can hear that U of A chant in the background that you've heard a million times watching Arizona games over the years. Gilbert on the go. Kailyn Gilbert, count that thing, and a foul.
Lulled her first defender to sleep. And then watch here as she creates that one jab step into the middle of the floor to send the entire defense shifting that way with her just to manipulate them, get back to the left side, and finish. Woo!
Gilbert's starting to heat up. Give her 13. 15-point lead for Arizona. Memphis off the inbound. Late quarter magic. Smith Yes! Arizona's never trailed. They were up by 6 at the break. Now they're up by 13 after the third quarter. What changed in that third quarter for them?
Well, Memphis, they're doing their best here to stay in this game, but at the end of the day, Arizona's winning.
Jackson nearly slipped. She's got it back. She had to brush her hair out of her face. Look at that step back. Whoa! Destiny Jackson. That was smooth.
She had plenty of time to get the shot off, but she decides to go with it smooth and fluid right after the killer move.
Memphis fans want a little defense. Williams with 5. The talented freshman, Jada Williams.
The way that she manipulates defense with her hesitations and her quick first step is what is able to bring her so much success.
It's funny, when you get ready for these games, you're almost careful about what notes you put on your spotting board in terms of high school, because all these players were good in high school. But one little nugget about Jada Williams that is really impressive: block down low by Cunningham, Jada Williams' high school teammate. Jada was a high school captain all 4 years. Kick to the rack. Arizona builds the lead a little further with Courtney Blakely.
That's very cool for Williams. A lot of times, even if you're the best talent-wise coming in as a freshman, carry that responsibility for all 4 years just shows what a leader she can be, even for this Arizona team.
All right, we got a little talking. Coaching staff from Memphis, led by Alex Simmons, just jumped in and tried to get the players to calm down. Coaching staff for Arizona wants them to huddle up too. But then the game stops for 4 minutes and everyone gets restless,
Right. They're doing a good job.
Back to playing basketball, and of course,
there's a line where you have to flirt with, figure out, how do I still play my type of basketball but avoid foul trouble from all of these whistles?
We just don't have enough time remaining in the game. Williams quickly up the court, and another pass. The largest leads of the game for Arizona. Battle4 on the floor. It's a Memphis turnover. Gilbert inside to Cunningham. Kick. Wide open Martinez knocking down.
Percentages aren't great. That's a shot you have to take.
Roll off for Carter. Arizona doing the better job of pushing through it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Arizona might really be actually having a little fun with all of these stoppages. Foul line 25 times, made 21 of them. Meanwhile, Memphis struggling from the free throw line.
Smith made them both. Williams pass. Martinez tipped it to herself. 2 more games to come today. Michigan and Middle Tennessee slated to start right around 5 o'clock Eastern. Battle4Atlantis. Because, yes, you have Power 5 teams like Arizona and Michigan and Ole Miss, folks like that, who, DePaul's obviously in the Big East, but programs that, quote-unquote, could fly under the radar.
That they learned from that game.
Gilbert falling away, missed the shot, but the cleanup there, and off the glass and good for Kourouma. Under 5 minutes to go. Smith, yes.
Arizona had a lot more momentum in their runs. Basketball is a game of runs. Every team's going to go on them, but Arizona had more of them, frankly, and a lot more momentum and energy behind them to create more longer-lasting runs, especially to start out of the gates the way they did, so that Memphis felt like they were clawing back from a deficit the entire game. It does something to your mental as well.
A rare 2-point jumper off for Madison Griggs. Just 5 points. Easy bucket, and Memphis retains possession. Carter. Not that time. And it is still in play, Arizona basketball.
Carter, nope, not that time, but she did surpass her season high in scoring. She's got 20 points right now as continues to dominate down low with easy bunny after easy bunny with no contest.
Largest lead of the day for Arizona. Now it's paying off. They're building one of the better collegiate women's basketball programs in the country.
Petition to make a movie out of head coach Adia Barnes.
Malaysia Smith back to the line. She's having an awesome game as well. 20 points with the head coach Alex Simmons, who was the head coach last year at Gardner-Webb.
They are actually beating out Arizona in offensive board 17-11, even though Arizona is winning the rebounding battle as a whole.
This is Williams. Through contact, working on Riddick. Coming up on 2.5 minutes remaining. Arizona has never trailed on the precipice of 5 straight wins. Played at Arizona. Former assistant coach at Washington when Kelsey Plum was playing. All of a sudden, the conference you always knew that Arizona was in is about to change, and that change. Jones has got it. 3 on the way, off, but a rebound for Cunningham. Jones tries it and hits it.
That's a good 3 by Jones. She hasn't gotten too many minutes so far this season, but to be able to come in off the bench cold and come in hot really shows your coach, hey, you can count on me.
Riddick tries. No good. Rebound Cunningham. Arizona's left a lot of the regulars in the game. Off her backside.
I mean, credit also to Arizona just really showing them, you know, who they are and what their culture is. And defense turning into offense is a huge part of the Arizona culture. As you see there, Blakely getting another 2 in transition. And Arizona has a streak all season long of 10 or more steals per game. They had 19 versus San Diego. Today, they're at 16 steals on the night, and that is huge for this transition game.
Courtney Blakely has just showed off in the last 30 seconds. A great finish and then a great find for Kourouma. A 6-point game at halftime, but Arizona has wildly expanded the lead in the last few minutes of this fourth quarter. And the winner of that ball game will make the finals on Monday. Courtney Blakely just hitting the turbo and pulling shots deep in that bag of tricks.
Blakely, my goodness, whether it's scoring the ball and having the eyes up to make the basket or having the eyes up scanning the floor to facilitate the basketball, she's done a really good job at that those last couple possessions.
Allie Hollifield into the game gets a steal for Memphis. Tigers want one more shot up. It's no good. That's your ball game. Arizona rolls ahead of the fourth. It makes it look a lot more lopsided than it ended up being. Arizona still hasn't lost early in the year. 5 up and 5 down.